Hi guys, we're talking about page 8 in your digital notebook, the segment addition postulate. Basically, this says if you have 3 collinear points, you've got one section over here, AB, that's one segment, and another segment, BC, over here, and together they add up to make the total. So if we and you want to get your notebook out here, not just the digital one, but get out your paper notebook and take some notes here. So AB is the small part, and BC is the big part, and then AC is the total. So basically the part plus the other part equals the total. We can reorder that and have the total minus one of the parts equals the other part. So in your notebook, I want you to draw the line segment ABC with B somewhere in the middle, but not exactly in the middle. And then label AB as a part and BC as a part and AC as the total. So the part AB plus the other part BC equals the total AC. It kind of makes sense. It's not really that difficult, but it is just kind of a different way to look at it when we start building our equations here. So in our first example, I've got the part PQ, that's 4, and the other part QR, that's 8, and together 4 plus 8 equals 12. Kind of common sense, right? 4 plus 8 equals 12. Well, what if I give you the total and then I give you one part and I want the other piece? So here I've got the part plus the part equals the total. We subtract out the piece we know, so 100 minus 89 is going to give us 11. In example number 3, and all of these are done for you, I've got the part plus the part equals the total, but now I have a variable. So with that variable, you're still going to do the exact same process. The small piece, PQ, is 6x, and the bigger piece, QR, is the 3, and then the total is 27. So 6x plus 3 equals 27. This, my friends, is going to be, Let me pause that and fix it. Thanks for being patient, guys. That's what happens when I still have my magnifying tool instead of my pointer tool. So I've got the part plus the other part equals the total. And then we're just going to solve that equation once we set it up. So 27 minus 3 on both sides is going to give us 6x equals 24, and then divide by 6, and we get x equals 4. Same thing with our last example. We've got a part, and we've got a part. We're going to add those together and set it equal to the total that's 25. So once we do that, we've got to combine our like terms. So 2x plus 7x is going to be 9x minus 2 equals 25. Subtract 2 from both sides, divide by 9, and all of a sudden we've got our answer. So let's see what that looks like in mathspace. When you go to mathspace, this is going to be the end of your assignment. So the segment addition questions are going to be 13 through 19, I think. Basically, this is still just the part plus the part. So the part plus the part is going to equal the total, and you put in your answer there. Then we can come over to question 14, and your questions are going to probably look different than mine. So here we've got the part plus the part. This time we don't know what GH is, and we've got the total. So our equation 19 plus x equals 34. You solve that equation and you are good to go. Question number 15. It's going to change it up just a little bit. I want to know what QS is, and notice that there's a 15A and a 15B. So once we do QS, there's going to be another question. Here I've got the part plus the part plus the part equals the total, or I can forget about this piece because those two parts equal this total. So PQ is x plus 22 equals 39. And then I subtract the 22 from both sides, and x equals 17. So if I come over here and I put in my 17, whatever your answer is, because it's probably different numbers. QS. Oh, see, I didn't read the question right. So let me erase all of that. This is a problem in geometry. You've got to read the question. QS is this distance. So that's just the part plus the part. So that's 42. I'm going to keep that 17 in my head, though, because maybe that's another answer. 42. And then PQ. Aha. Now I've got to do 39 minus 22 is my 17. So guys, don't be like me. Read the directions. That's a really important thing. Input error. Find PQ. So I think what it wants me to do is 17 equals PQ. Maybe. There we go. In mathspace, if you put the number and it says input error, that means you haven't inputted it right. Try to put it as an equation instead. There's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason as to why they want one or the other. You just kind of got to be careful and be smarter than the program. Don't beat yourself up and get frustrated by it. I do curve mathspace grades because I know that that's an issue. Find X. So here, my friends, we don't have anything labeled. We've got to come up here and look at our key. These keys are going to be so super important here in geometry. So JK is this piece, 7x plus 7, and KL is the other piece, 5x plus 2. So this is a part plus a part, and then JL is that total, that whole distance from J to L past K, and that's the 45. So if you translate that, you know exactly how to set up your equation. We're going to do 7x plus 7, that's the first part, plus 5x plus 2, that's the second part, equals 45. And we're going to combine our like terms. So 7x and 5x is 12x, and then combine our constants. So that's plus 7 equals 45. Subtract the 9, subtract the 9. 12x equals 36, divide by 12 and divide by 12, and x equals 3. So find x. I'm going to go ahead and put x equals 3 because we had to put the equal sign last time. And then find KL. So we've done all this work to find x, but now they're asking us KL. That means the measure of KL. I want to know how long it is, right? So KL is this piece. I've got to substitute my 3 back in here. So 5 times 3 plus 2 equals. So that's 15 plus 2 equals 17. Because I've already have that KL equals, I think I should just be able to put 17. Sweet. So we're going to go through all 3 more. Notice that I got partial points off on 15 because I didn't put that equal sign. Again, don't worry about that. I don't expect mathspaces to be perfect scores. This one looks like it's going to be almost identical. So we're just going to label JT. JT is our part. And then CT, that's the total. CT, and then CJ. CJ is the other part. So here, remember, we've got to do the part plus the part equals the total. So be careful here when you're setting up and writing your equation. But it looks like it's just one part. So once you set up the equation and solve it, make sure you substitute back in for JT because I want to know this length, not just X, not X. Right? So this is just one step. You got to find JT. So make sure you substitute and answer the question being asked. That's another way lots of people make mistakes on these kind of questions. Question number 18. Suppose point B lies on segment CD. Oh, wait a second. Where's our picture? Daggone it. So we got to draw our picture. So if B lies on segment CD, we're going to draw our segment with 2 endpoints, label them C and D, and then B lies on it somewhere. Between C and D, right? So B lies between C and D. We already did that. Then CB equals 4x, and BD equals 2x, and BD equals 6. BD also equals 6. So because BD equals 2x and BD equals 6, these two things are equal to each other, right? This is 6 centimeters, 6 miles, 6 whatever, but it's also 2x. This one is not the part plus the part equals the total. This, my friends, is the part equals the part. This piece is both 2x and 6. So you just solve that equation and you put over here, enter your next step here. I think this is going to be 2x equals 6 because there's another part down there. I think it wants the equation. 2x equals 6. It's saying, yes, that's right, but it wants something different. So maybe it does want x equals 3. So once we know that x equals 3, this is still 6. And x equals 3. And it wants to know CB. So CB is this distance. So 4 times 3 is 12. So notice when I wrote that equation, I've got that partial correct check mark, but I want that full correct check mark, right? It's probably going to make this one yellow as well. Oh, no, it didn't. Question number 19, you're going to follow the same way. Draw the picture. B lies on segment CD between points C and D. So you're going to draw a line segment with C and D as endpoints, B in the middle, and then label all your stuff. See if you can set up the correct equation and solve. Remember, you've got a couple of equations. The part plus the part equals the total. The two pieces equal the bigger part. Or sometimes part 1 can equal part 1. So you kind of got to be careful. Or you can do the total minus one of the parts equals the other part. So we can do part 1 and part 2 and part 1 and part 2 if that's helpful to you. Hopefully this video makes sense. If you are confused, please, please, please come to office hours. I know it's really frustrating to not have a teacher be teaching you face-to-face. I'll see you all in the next video.